On this journey, we wanted to get an original insight into the best of what Porto has to offer, as well as of the beautiful wine regions that surround the city. These regions have also provided white and red wines for both our first and Club World cabins. So I'm here today in the beautiful city of Porto, and I'm going to go and meet Pilar, a British Airways cabin crew member who's going to show me around the city. Hi Pilar.
Bon dia, welcome to Porto, one of my favorite cities. I can't wait to show you around. Let's go. What I really like about this city is so nice to walk around. It's very easy. You can do it on your own even.
And it's only 2 hours from London, so it's even easier.
Yeah, very excited to show you a few places like the San Bento station, which is got all the old-fashioned Portuguese styles. Bookstore Lelo, which is a fantastic library, just a fantastic place to eat, a lovely food.
And of course, it's the gateway to a great world of wine immediately on its doorstep.
Exactly. So I'm very excited to show you around.
Pilar was a wonderful guide throughout, brimming with local expertise. Stunning architecture, culture and wine is what makes this city so special, and certainly one to remember. The next morning, we took a 3-hour drive to the far side of the Douro Valley, famous for its remarkable vineyards. It was my turn to show Pilar a touch of Portugal's magic, the aspect of the region that I was the most excited about. We made our way to the Quinta da Leda vineyard to meet up with winemaker Luís Sotomaro.
Welcome to Quinta da Leda. We are in a beautiful region, rich not only in grapes but also in history. If you see that mountain behind us, called Mountain of Calabria, when the Romans they have been here, they give them the name of Calabria, and this is the name which we use for one wine of us, the Calabria.
Which will be on British Airways.
Yes.
Should we do a tour?
Yes.
So, what do you enjoy most about winemaking?
First of all, being in the middle of nature. Perhaps the most important is to create something new. Every year we create new wines, and every year we have something different. We learn something new.
For British Airways in first class, for the red wine, we will have your Calabria. What grape varieties do you use in Calabria?
We use 3 different varieties. Touriga Francesa, the body, the color. Touriga Nacional, wonderful aroma. Takes the complexity, it takes the elegance, and finally, Tinta Roriz, something like salt and pepper to increase the complexity and the harmony of the wine.
So Luis, what do you think is the best time to come here to the Douro Valley?
One in particular, May, because in May everything is green. Flowers, they start, is beautiful in that moment and is not too hot. Team Pilar, now Calabria 2020, and made with grapes from the property. This a wine aged for 12 months. The idea is to have great harmony between the aromas of the wine and the oak, well integrated. Strong color is usually in the wines coming from that region, and the aroma is very, very rich.
Lots of violet aromatics, floral character.
Yes.
It's lovely.
Thank you very much.
Luís is, without a doubt, a master of his craft, and Calabria certainly deserves its place on board British Airways. The next day, I wanted Pilar to see the beautiful verdant vineyards around Monção, in the heart of the Vineyards region. There we met groundbreaking winemaker Anselmo Mendes to see where our new Club World white wine originates from. So we're here in the beautiful Vineyards region. What makes Vineyards so special?
Vinho Verde é uma região localizada no noroeste de Portugal. É um anfiteatro virado para o Atlântico, tem um clima ameno de forte influência atlântica. Esse clima caracteriza-se por verões quentes, mas com dias quentes e noites frescas, e tem uns solos de origem granítica que dão vinhos muito frutados, florais e com uma acidez muito vibrante.
Anselmo, you've led the regeneration of Vineyards region. What's changed in the last 10 to 20 years?
Escolheram-se os melhores solos, os melhores terroirs, e escolheram-se as grandes castas autóctones como o alvarinho e o loureiro, que são hoje as castas mais plantadas. E com tudo isso, com essa revolução que se fez, criaram-se uma nova geração de vinhos muito mais profundos, com um caráter muito varietal e um caráter muito da terra, com uma expressão bem patente da terra.
We're serving Loureiro on British Airways. Tell us about the Loureiro grape. What makes it special?
Loureiro é provavelmente a casta mais exuberante em termos de aroma da região e tem uma acidez fantástica, uma acidez muito vibrante e é uma casta muito bem adaptada ao clima de influência atlântica.
Tell us how you made the wine from grape to glass.
O vinho faz-se na vinha e a seleção das melhores uvas também se fazem na vinha. É assim que nós fazemos. Nós selecionamos os melhores cachos de loureiro, transportamos-los para a adega rapidamente, fazemos uma prensagem suave, fazemos uma clarificação do mosto pelo frio e fermentamos em tanques de inox com temperatura e velocidade controlada, velocidade de fermentação. Depois temos o estágio sobre as borras finas, com batonagem, e fazemos a intervenção mínima até o engarrafamento. Engarrafamos com uma ligeira filtração e engarrafamos a vácuo.
So here we have Loureiro grape variety Moorish Anticos from Anselmo Mendes, which is now flying in Club World.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think?
I like the texture. It's very subtle. It's got that salty at the back of the tongue. I can feel. Very nice, very subtle.
And what about the aromas? It's a very aromatic grape variety. What do you think?
Quite citrus, quite floral.
Mm-hmm. And almost something a little bit herbal, almost like kind of bay leaf or sweet basil. There's a lovely complexity there. And Vineyards and Loureiro in particular has really good acidity. It's really crisp, fresh and bright, a little bit of saltiness. If you were on board as crew and you were serving this to one of our passengers, what would you recommend as a food pairing?
I think this one would pair well with maybe some salmon, some prawns.
Those kind of seafood that normally you put a squeeze of lime on. Almost like ceviche would be the extreme, wouldn't it?
Yes. Wonderful.
It's a lovely wine.
Very nice.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Anselmo is a wonderful host and an outstanding winemaker. It was a delight to see his passion surrounding winemaking while he was explaining the process to Pilar and me. For the next stop on our wine adventure, we headed back into the heart of Porto to meet Charles Symington of the Symington family and to explore Graham's Port Lodge. British Airways has been working with the Symington family for over 40 years. Their winemakers produce some of the finest ports in the world, and it's a popular choice on board.
Welcome Pilar, welcome Tim. We're here at Graham's at the heart of the brand. This is where our wines are aged and have been aged. This lodge was built in 1890 and this lodge has a capacity to store close to 10,000 pipes of port, and it's full. We're surrounded by some of our best wines which are gracefully aging in this lodge, which is positioned on the coast strategically because this location is far better than the Douro Valley where grapes are produced for making port, which is upriver from here, but is a much hotter, almost Mediterranean type climate. Here in Porto, we have much more of an Atlantic climate and better humidity for aging wines.
It's an absolute pleasure for us to be here. I mean, at British Airways, we've been working with the Symington family for many years. Obviously, in Club World, we have Graham's 6 grapes of reserve Ruby Port, and we're about to introduce a new Colheita Tawny Port into first, the Dow 2007 Colheita.
So this is Graham's 6 grapes. This is a Ruby Reserve.
When we blind tasted this against a series of late Porto vintages, it was clearly the superior wine. It's a lovely wine.
So here we have, this is the Dow's 2007 Creator. Is a tawny port, so they're a blend of wines of different ages.
So for our customers, can you explain what's the difference between the tawnies and the rubies?
Well, the Six Grapes is a reserve ruby port. It's a young 3-year-old wine blended from 2 or 3 years. The aged tawny is made more through this aging process. So this wine would have been aging in a lodge like this since 2008. The most evident difference is the colour and the oxidative process of aging tawny ports. The colour tends to fall out and it becomes lighter in colour.
To summarise here, we've got a ruby port and a tawny port. And the key difference between these two is tawny port's been aged in these small wood barrels, and the ruby port has very little age, if any, only in big barrels and really in the bottle, if anything at all. Shall we taste?
Shall we?
Taste. Pilar, what do you think?
Very nice. I get the fruity, I get almost nuts, fruits.
A lot of fruit.
And there's a mintiness to it as well, which gives it a certain freshness in the palate.
And then we have the likes of the Collator, as you've seen, completely different colour.
You can feel very much that dryness of the Dow and the length it leaves on the palate, which is fantastic.
So, Charles, for our customers when they're on board, do you have any recommendations, any tips for what foods they should be drinking these ports with?
Well, I think port goes very well with most desserts. I think ice cream works extremely well with most ports, actually. I would strongly recommend cheese and port as being a fantastic combination on board, and should set you up for having a good nap.
Well, thank you for coming.
Cheers. Thank you for inviting.
After exploring the maze of barrels around the Graham's Port Lodge, we headed to the balcony to enjoy our final evening in Porto, with a view looking back over the city to the famous Ponte Luís. So, Pilar, we're coming to the end of our trip. We've been here in the beautiful Porto. We've visited the city. We've been out of the city. An hour and a half, you get east to the vineyards of the Douro, and we went all the way across to Quinta da Lleida. An hour and a half north, you go to Vinverde, and we went to the vineyards of Anselmo Mendes in Moçao. What's been your favourite experience?
Yesterday when we have Anselmo Mendes explaining about the vineyards and we were walking with him through the vineyards, that was great. And also when we went with Senor Luis in Casa Ferreira, can see the ladies that were working on the vineyards. I mean, I have to say it's a fantastic place, considering the flight's under 2 hours from London. And it's got so much to offer for people who can visit the Centro Histórico, the old town here. The food is really good, very fresh. I think it's something for everybody here in Porto, and the wines are just very, very good. I was quite surprised how easy it was just get a car and go and visit some of the wineries there. I mean,
It's so close.
so close.
And you're there, right?
Yeah, I learned a lot from you, all the wineries and the wine producers there.
Yeah, do you know, it was a real delight that you could bring me around Porto. It's such a beautiful city. I particularly loved being down on the waterfront here, both sides of the river, and especially on the south side where we have all the port lodges and all the wine, which obviously I would love. The old city is so beautiful.
Interesting, isn't it?
It's a great city destination. As you say, 2 hours from London direct. Perfect.
Yeah, so great. So
Cheers.
cheers to that.